It's all going according to plan, Cohh? What does that mean, Origin? Aren't you getting phased out? Is that all going according to plan? Girl, what you talking about? Nothing's going according to your plan. Why was this game so badly received? There were good parts about this game, and there was praise on it, and there were not so good parts about the game. I'd say a lot of it was due to the simplification of the Dragon Age mechanics. A lot of people really fell in love with Dragon Age because of Origins, and this is a much simpler take on it, more arcadey. But the biggest thing, I think by far, the largest public negative about the game
and my miners appreciate your
was the
business.
fact that the overworld
You'll
mechanics
have your
feel very
lyrium by the
Ubisoft.
end of the week. I should tell you, Ambassador.
A lot of
Chantry
people
raised some fuss
did not
when they
like
learned about
how
our
generic
arrangement.
The
the
Inquisition
overworld side
must
content
certainly
was.
seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics.
It doesn't feel very
We hope
immersive.
to convince them it is a necessary one as well.
So I remember seeing that all the time. I don't want to say that the reception of this game was bad though. It wasn't like a Mass Effect Andromeda or a Cyberpunk. I mean, it was, people generally liked this game when it came out. It's just they had valid criticism of it. Their entire teams, not just man, she's breaking it down over there, isn't she? A little booty dance there. There are entire teams that are set up to design the UI of games, and most importantly, it's those teams are there to deliver the best and the most important information to the player. So I absolutely think that it's very telling in a game like this, where you can't just get to all of the stats that make up your character. You get to these arbitrary menus that are these arbitrary bars that don't even have any bearing. They have zero bearing. What does a max mean? What does a mid mean? When I mouse over stuff, when it goes up and down, what is that supposed to be? Just relative in power? Relative to what? Like, the fact that they didn't want to put all the stats right in the face of the player shows you, from a game design perspective, what they want the player to focus on. And that's very indicative of their intentions behind their game. So you say it's not a big deal that they put the actual stats of your character, you know, behind clickable areas, but at the same time, it kind of is a huge deal, because that's them saying, if you want to see that stuff, you can, but that's not the important stuff. So, I mean, in the words of Steve Jobs before he, and this is to paraphrase, every single click is of paramount importance when dealing with interface. Every single click. And if anything you put behind a single interaction or a click is one step away from literally double-digit percentages of your user base using it or getting to it. That's one of the reasons that the iPhone became so big, was based on that premise. So it's every time you have to click to get to places, that is the developer putting less and less and less of an emphasis on whatever you're trying to get to.
And crossed my heart.
So I think it's very telling that they decided to put the rich RPG parts of the game further back in the UI. Zerd says, okay, Cohh, why is it important to see actual numbers instead of the effect being shown on a bar instead? I would argue because it's the entire premise of all of the math and metrics of your character. So if you just boil it down to simple things, really easy to digest simple things like a bar being green or red, that's you saying, we'd rather you just focus on this. Is it good or is it worse than all of the other things that make up your character? So it's more of a simplification of the system. It is much more of a good, bad, instead of like, let's look at all the aspects and analyze what they do and change. This is a really good point. And Zizaraka, that is one of the things that I think like most embodies the current system, is instead of them wanting you to think that items are, you know, unique and interesting and need to be examined, the system boils it down to the intention, which is item better, item not better. And that's how it is for everything. And that is like the definition of simplification. Is item better or item worse? Is it trash or do I equip it? And like and that's the thing, like in a lot of RPGs, it's not that way. It's like, you know, there's all sorts of other factors you need to consider. Like think about armor. Like what about resistance? What about You know, what type of is it armor? You know, like in other RPGs, like is it AC? Is it more actual armor? Is there resistances associated with it? Like there's all sorts of factors that make it so things should be considered. But in this game, it really does just boil it down to like better or worse. And it's kind of like, you know, the game is deeper than that. Don't hide that stuff. Make it the forefront. Please stop talking and focus on the game. No, we're talking about the game. That's what I do here. I talk about the games that I'm playing. Go watch YouTube. I'm gonna keep talking about this. Stop talking. See, now because of you, we had to stop the whole car. Look what you did. Look what you did. Look what you did to this stream. Now I'm just gonna sit here for the next 20 minutes drinking coffee and reading chat. This is all your fault. I'm gonna turn this stream around. I am. We're gonna go right back to the start. And no bathroom breaks. We're not stopping. Okay. This game, I would say, realistically, is almost directly down the middle in terms of dialogue and world development and actual gameplay. It is an immersive RPG that is very much designed to flesh out the characters and make them multifaceted, give you lots of background, really kind of make them people instead of just extras to the main character. So is this game very dialogue heavy? Absolutely. And there are portions of the game, like now, when you'll get up to a point where all of your companions will have new dialogue. And in those cases, you can spend a solid hour just going around and getting updates in the situation, meeting new characters. Like in this case, you know, we talked to him, and then right after the dialogue, we talked to him again, and it was a new scene and stuff like that. So, yeah, this game is probably right down the middle, probably 50% dialogue, 50% action and stuff. There is a whole lot of action in this game, whole lot of fighting, whole lot of exploring, lots of world completion, stuff like that. But there are big swaths of just running around and talking. Yep. Thankfully, it's all voice acted. It's all voice acted well, and the characters are great. So, in terms of going around and doing the dialogue part, it's phenomenal. And yeah, as verbatim lovers pointing out, which is a really good point, you don't need to do what I'm doing if you want to play. You very much can space out your dialogue. So you can do 10 minutes of dialogue, go do some world completion, come back and do 10 more minutes, go do some world completion. As long as you're not progressing like the big main story, then you're not really going to miss much, and you can kind of take it at your own pace. Yeah. But I kind of prefer to do everything in blocks for completion. Yeah. Oh, we are getting raided. Subs! Flood this channel with hearts. Show these raiders we were taking guff from these swine. Thank you so much, raiders, for stopping by. I really appreciate it. That is super awesome. For those that don't know, the King of Gathalion, Mr. King Gathalion, one of the larger streamers in Twitch lore, especially when it comes to Destiny, pretty much the Destiny aficionado, he left the Twitch platform and made some rounds out in the world. And now, after I think 3 years, he has returned to Twitch. Starting today, actually. So as soon as the raid calms down, you will see his channel linked. Make sure to toss him a follow. You will not be disappointed. He has returned with a lot of great tech, a lot of good stories. And the king has returned. That's right, Return of the King. So make sure to toss him a follow and check him out. I think he's doing like a big event week, like all week. He's doing a bunch of cool stuff. And definitely stop by and check him out when you can. He's a really good dude.
How do you know they won't attack here?
Darkspawn don't think.
We are currently playing Dragon Age Inquisition. I have never played the DLC for this game, and we are doing a lore run focused very much on
the smell is everywhere.
Getting ready for Dreadwolf.
Use them for dinner and then...
Who's that saying good show? That is Adam Jensen from the Deus Ex franchise, Elias Tefexis. My mods actually got him to make me a birthday message, got him to make a birthday message for me as a present. And they had him also record good show, which is what you hear when somebody does a sub bomb, and also the fish soundbite is now said by frickin' Adam Jensen from Days. Oh, it looks like chat's gonna do it. So listen to this right here.
Get the damn fish.
still blows my mind, dude. That is like one of the coolest birthday presents I've ever received. Ever. And it was from my mods, which was really, really nice of them.
There! It's Date.
Wow, not even any hints on that one. Damn.
Mr. Date!
Oh, Ryuki, thanks for stopping by, but I can't move.
Give me a second! I'll get it off you!
It's not gonna work. This is way too big for your noodle arms. Just leave me here. Get going.
Come on! What are you talking about?
Oh, look at the ceiling. It's coming down soon. You stay here, we both die.
But...
Just take this with you.
Aiba?
I tried talking to her. She isn't responding.
I think the explosion might have knocked her out. Can you fix her? I know her base system is on the cloud, but that body is... it's important. Ryuki, we don't have much time. One last thing. Before...
Don't talk like that!
Just listen. I want you to tell me one thing. When I called you today, I told you a man in a mask was at Tsujima's, and you said, it's terror. How? How did you know? How did you know the man in the iron mask was terror?
Because we've seen it all the time.
Yesterday. Was it you that ran away, Ryuki?
No!
Ran away. Oh, it's a different timeline.
Why? How could this happen?
Oh, he did.
Mr. Date. Mr. Date. I loved him. And I betrayed him.
I think that's what really happened. That might be the real timeline. That may have been what broke him. Oh, shit. Yeah. Wow. Wow. For my 16th month, my regards will fall onto the hardest workers of them all, the ones who every day ensure the chat stays thoughtful and mature, the epic wizards behind the wall who always tend to our beck and call. My heart goes out to all the mods, the foremost team of channel gods, and to the ones who provide Cohh's fishing rods. Cheers to y'all from Sweden. 16 months from Swiss. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Just awesome. Oh, clonks. You got the clonks. Multi-shovel. Ha 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 ha! Yes, fear my shovel. Raw shovel. Okay. Guys, that was a lot of fun. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. Hope you enjoyed a little DAI Shiv 2 cozy stream. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. ET for another full day of fun and games. We'll probably start with some more main questy stuff in DAI tomorrow and then move on to AI, which has also been amazing. So hope to see y'all then. Have a great rest of your night and next time.